The ACRC project presents a new opportunity to frame and think differently about research and development on the continent. It is doing this by championing innovative research uptake methods in various cities, ensuring the research evidence is integrated into policy and practice through a whole-of-society approach.
Community members know their issues and they know how best to solve them. If policymakers can now begin to accept the data from the community, I think that's going to help.
ACRC can really help because we are dealing with politicians, we are dealing with the communities, we are dealing with stakeholders from the private sector and the public sector as well. So if all these people come together, I think it will actually help.
ACRC is modeled on the participatory action and inclusive research practices.
We want our research to be more practical, to hear the views of the people, to understand their behavior, their perception.
ICLEI Africa and its local government members have been advocating for research uptake and transdisciplinary research that aligns the interests of local organizations and local groups, as well as also advocates for the needs and expectations of local communities.
The key aim of the ACRC project is to drive research-backed urban reform for vulnerable communities in their cities.
A greater proportion of our people cannot even access basic services, and that's a crime to humanity. Governments need to provide quite a number of interventions to ease the life of people in the informal settlements.
Through Uptake, we are using those evidences to negotiate some kind of solutions.
Research is conducted about a range of city priorities, including housing, informal settlements, safety and security, youth health and well-being, and others, with a special focus on consistently including relevant communities and stakeholders.
It's actually trying to create this space for citizens' participation.
Sharing the research findings, that's how we get to engage and hear their thoughts and see how best to effect the change.
Facilitating uptake activities that bring stakeholders along the entire research journey enables them to steer and determine its direction. This should ensure that the final result, the intervention that pushes urban reform, has the highest chance of community buy-in, relevance, and successful implementation.
The communities, once they understand the research, perhaps they would then effectively engage in a much more informed and effective manner. There is a lot of enthusiasm by the stakeholders to be part of this research. They provide the critical insights that could be pathways on how the city can transform itself.
Since the research is multi-layered and necessarily complex, ACRC is working to ensure that the research uptake activities are undertaken from the early phases, getting the right stakeholders in the room to shape research into action and to integrate evidence into practice.
We have to hear the desires of the people that we are serving.
It's not ending here. We want to see how this can inform policy.
At ICLEI Africa, we found that effective uptake processes allow for equitable research practices, which keeps researchers accountable to stakeholders like community members and the local government. And it also allows stakeholders to have ownership over the research process. And altogether, this pushes the boundaries of innovative policy reform.